This is my tutorial for a green candy apple tumbler with reverse chocolate drip. I have already sanded and taped off my tumbler and spray painted it with Color Shots spray paint. Now I am ready to add my glitter. There are a few different ways you can add your glitter. I will be using the epoxy method because I like it. If you like to add your glitter with glue, feel free to do whatever is comfortable for you. We will only be adding one glitter color. I know, right? It's been a minute since I've done a beginner-friendly tutorial, and I thought this design would be perfect. To help smooth down my glitter so I won't have to do a ton of epoxy layers to get a smooth surface, I'll be using parchment paper to pat the glitter down. If I get a wet spot and the glitter sticks to my parchment paper, I know I didn't add enough glitter. So I'll grab my shaker, add more glitter, and pat with the parchment paper again. For the handle, I'm just going to use my gloved finger to pat down the glitter, and when I am all done, because I used fast set, I'm going to immediately remove the tape. Let this glitter layer cure, then we'll be ready to seal it with a coat of epoxy. I absolutely love Counterculture DIY's Fast Set Epoxy, but if you have another brand that you like, feel free to use it. But I've been using CCDIY for years and I absolutely love it. So if you're looking for an epoxy supplier, definitely check them out. Let this layer cure, then we're going to give our tumbler a light sand with a 60 grit sanding block. Now we are ready to add our chocolate covered drip. chocolate covered drip. Our drip. We're ready to add our drip. To color my drip, I'll be using Mica Powders. You can also use paint, but I love the slight shimmer that Mica Powders give. I didn't have the milk chocolate color mica that I liked or that I wanted, so I decided to make a custom mix using Copperhead and Gingerbread Man from Wood's Goodies, but it still felt a little off in color, so I also grabbed Donkey and added that as well, and it lightened it to the perfect shade that I wanted. And as you all can see, I didn't measure how much I put in. I just kind of did scoops. So if you kind of just look to see how much is on my scoop, you can kind of get an idea of what the color is, or you can just make your own colors. Or if you have a milk chocolate color on hand, so you don't even have to mix the colors, use that as well. Do what you gotta do, fam. Do what you got to do. Now we are ready to mix our epoxy. Now there are a couple ways you can do drips on a tumbler. You can mix your epoxy and babysit it until it starts to set up on its own. It'll become warm and it'll become like really thick, and then it'll kind of like fast cure on you if you're not quick enough. You got to put that sucker on the tumbler, put those drips on that tumbler while it is warm before it fast cures on you. Or you can just grab yourself some Nice and Thick from Counterculture DIY and add it into your epoxy one scoop at a time until you get the consistency that you want. If you have seen my past drip tumbler tutorials, you know that I absolutely love this stuff. I get perfect drips every single time. Now I'm using Fast Set for my drip, something I didn't do previously because I thought it would flash cure on me, but I've actually come to really like it. But you can also use regular resin as well. I used regular resin. Okay, you wascally wabbit. I have used regular resin for years before I started using Fast Set epoxy. You will get the same effect. It'll just take a little longer for it to cure. Oh, and if you noticed, I poured some of the epoxy out into another medicine cup. That was just to give myself room. As I add in the Nice and Thick powder, the epoxy itself grows in volume, so it's easier to mix if I take some of the epoxy out of that medicine cup. I'll be adding it back in when the consistency of my epoxy gets to be close to what I want it to be, which is kind of like frosting, especially when you add in the mica powders. It looks and has the consistency of chocolate frosting. To check, I'll also be adding a drip to another medicine cup to check for movement. I want that drip to move a little bit, but not much. When my drip is ready and it is the consistency of that nice chocolate frosting, I'll add the drip all along the edge and up onto the electrical tape. I'll then go back around and move the drips down to about where I want them to sit on the tumbler, leaving some room for it to drip down even more because gravity is going to continue to bring that epoxy down until it cures. We have applied our drip and it is still wet at this point. We are ready to now add our faux toppings. You can add whatever faux toppings that you like, but I have a bunch of faux nuts, and my favorite topping, oh my lord, my favorite topping on my chocolate covered apples is nuts. So I decided to go with that. You could also do faux sprinkles, marshmallows, or faux M&Ms. It is totally up to you. After I add the nuts, I'm going to be using my gloved finger and patting them down into the drip. Set your tumbler aside. Don't put it back on your turner. Just let gravity go ahead and do its work and bring those drips down. Now, if you notice that you don't like how your drips are looking, like this one right here, it's a tad too far down. So just take your stir stick and wipe that sucker off and clean it up with some 91% alcohol. If you do this, make sure your epoxy isn't set and that it's still pliable. Let your drip cure, then we will be ready to seal with a coat of epoxy. After epoxying, some of my nuts were really sharp and bumpy, so I'm going to be sanding these sharp edges down with a 60 grit sanding block. I'll also be going ahead and sanding my rim so it's nice and smooth. Then I'll be ready to add my last epoxy coat. Let cure, then we'll be ready to add some branding by adding our logo to the bottom. PDB Creative Studio has an option on their website for custom DTF printing or UV DTF printing, and I had my logo done as well as the care instructions. They came out super cute. Now I will still be doing my vinyl signature on tumblers, but this tumbler is vinyl free for my fam that doesn't have a cutting machine. This is an option for you if you want to brand your tumblers but don't have a vinyl cutter. That's it, guys! Thank you so much for watching my tutorial. A huge thank you to all of my mentorship and channel members. Your support means the world. Have fun making your green apple chocolate, your green apple chocolate reverse drip tumblers. And I will see you again next time. Bye!